box, right? Oh, that's it.
It's not that. No, good.
Hey, that boy got stretchy pants. That boy got stretchy pants. That boy got stretchy pants, and I think it's time to dance. I added that part on. That part wasn't in the movie, but I always thought like if there was a continuation of that, that's how it would have sounded, something like that. But
I've never heard that before today.
oh, nice.
This shit's
Can't talk
hysterical.
yet. I introduced.
All right.
I'm just playing with you. Welcome back to another episode of Mosaic Minds. This is your host. I don't even know. I never say that, so I'm going to just, whatever you know me as. Like, I say that all the time, so let me start over. Welcome back to Mosaic Minds. This is an episode hosted by yours truly. Nah, let me do that over because I got confused.
I'm very interested in the intro. I was like, when I came, I was like, I can't wait to see what this intro is because it's like you set the tone.
Just
like,
know it's different every time.
Okay. I always mess up my intro on my own show. I don't even know how to introduce myself.
How do you do that?
What name do I go by? Or do I do a new name?
All possibilities. That's for sure. So,
I'll let you run it again.
All right. Welcome back to Mosaic. I'm keeping all this in, by the way. Welcome back to Mosaic Minds. This is an episode.
Coño. Oh, there you go. The display. The most professional thing you said.
Oh, shit. Was that me that did it? Am I shaking too much? All right, let me go.
Maybe you got to lower your seat.
No,
That's what I did to reach the mic. I lowered my seat.
Yeah. Oh, actually, let me bring the mic. Oh, wait. You're right. I got it. Cause there we go. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. Tighten that.
This is how they launched Apollo missions. Let me just tighten this. All right. Into space.
Yeah, right. I think it's good. You use duct tape, right? All right, it should be okay.
The little gold tin foils to come back home. Yeah, they went to the moon.
Welcome back to another episode of Mosaic Minds. It's your host, whatever you want to call me.
The host with the most.
The host with the most. The Swiss Army Knife, Sakani, Trap, Miraculous on Xbox, Darvin Beige on Discord, Darvin Beige on YouTube, or one of my YouTube videos. But yeah, I'm here with a special guest. Special because if it wasn't for this man, you wouldn't be seeing the show right now. So that's just said in itself. What else can I say? He's also somewhat of a Swiss Army knife himself, so I definitely got to point that out. And correct me if I'm wrong. You can speak now, even though you spoke already. Actor.
Yes.
Definitely entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's the same as like businessman, right?
Pretty much. It wraps it all up.
Wraps it all up. Speaking of rapper.
Rapper, yeah.
Book flipper. I could say anything. You probably do it. So I'm just going to say et cetera because it goes on and on. I mean, studio host.
You learn new things every day. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
You never know what you're capable of until you try it and do it. You know, there is no can't. You just haven't done it yet.
Yes.
This is all it is.
And I'm talking about the one and only Dubz.
Dubz, yeah.
I probably put on like that was dope though. That sounded like a real aesthetic. I always say I'm gonna put on the fake claps and never do just so it could stay awkward.
I've actually been rocking out with that now. Dubz.
Yeah.
You know, it rolls off the tongue. It's always been a good name to use. Then I figure just with the different type of people, just go Washington Marmal. You know what I'm saying? If I'm working through We Brands, but if I'm doing podcasts and media and all this stuff, Dubz.
Entertainment field.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna rock with that because I always had a toss up and the Level Up podcast that we did. Shout out to Level Up.
I did them too. Yep.
Yeah. We got that episode's dropping too, man. Yo, you killed it.
Oh,
you
thank
killed
you.
it, bro.
I tried, man.
You killed it, bro. I was like, yo, this is dope.
I want my presence to be a present. Nice.
But yeah, Dubz. I almost lost track. Yeah, so after that show, I started to think about it. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go with that as far as media goes, and then business type, Washington Marmal. So I made a decision finally, man.
Yeah.
Too many personalities in this fucking head, bro.
That's why you're perfect for the show right now. Because part of the reason I call it Mosaic Minds, now that I think about it, is like when you look at mosaic art, it's a bunch of just different shit put into one painting to make it look like one piece. Like, it's usually just little, whether it's dots or little squares or little circles. It's a bunch of different designs. Like, so in a way, that's like kind of how my brain feels. Like, you know, I could be on one side about one thing, would be on another side about another thing. And it's like,
That's how I saw the show. Two different sides coming together. You know, not to form necessarily one, but just to come together.
Just to come together.
Form a bond.
Just,
for that
share
moment.
opinions.
Share opinion. Build something different. Plant a seed that can grow later in somebody's mind. You know, what they feel today, they're not going to feel tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then they'll look at the past different. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, and sometimes it changes. Sometimes you stay with what you, and that's just life.
But you got to continue. You got to keep the conversation going. That the only way is not to necessarily manipulate people, but plant those seeds.
Right.
Not to say that you're right, also, because who knows what's wrong or right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but just keep planting seeds.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They'll grow soon enough. I see it happen all the time. People think I'm crazy with the things that I say and do, and then later on, they're adopting the same values.
Right.
And I'm like, there you go.
Have you ever physically planted seeds?
One time I forgot that I wrapped up some seeds in a paper towel and I put it in a box. Like years later, I saw that it sprouted.
Oh yeah.
Into the box, and I'm like, oh shit, they were weed seeds.
Oh, nice.
They actually worked. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you're supposed to, I forgot all about that. I was always stoned.
Germinating.
So.
I think
They
call it, right?
germinated.
Yeah.
They fucking germinated.
I tried to grow up at one point, but I've never grown anything in my life. That's why I asked. And it kind of reminded me when you were saying like plant seeds, even though you're speaking metaphorically. Like
but I'm in that mode nowadays. I really want to start learning how to grow, but I have so much. I have so much on my plate right now.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we got to talk about a lot.
It would be ridiculous to add being a horticulture or whatever onto my whole resume on top of so many other things.
Right.
Because I told my brother the other day, I'm like, I want to make fresh pasta.
Yeah.
I want to learn. It don't look that hard. I was like, I want to learn how to do that. He goes, are you fucking kidding me?
I heard it's therapeutic though.
He's like, do you know how much shit you do? And now you want to add making fresh pasta onto everything, onto
Swiss Army knife.
Or everything that you do in a regular day, and now you want to add fresh pasta. I'm like, you're right. You can just buy it. Just buy it in the store. Let someone else do it.
Can you agree to say like it's almost like I don't want to say an addiction, but it's like kind of like it's a satisfaction on just taking on a new task and accomplishing it? Because like I'm taking German.
It's more interest than anything because which stems from passion.
Okay.
It's like it's something that jolts you, and you're like, yo, I want to try that. I want to know how to do that. You know, but then it gets to that first step that you know it's not just doing it. You got to learn how to do it. You got to train how to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to practice how to do it all the time if that's what it is that you want to do.
That's what separates the passion from like a hobby.
Exactly. But but you have to recognize that because some people will get all the way in, buying everything they need to do, is setting this up, doing that. And then after a week or two, they're like, man, this is just too much work. I thought it was just going to be fun. Like recording music.
Yeah.
Making music is awful.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What are you talking about? Because I engineer and that shit sucks. When I'm the actual artist, it's a little bit better.
But all the sitting and waiting, all the stopping and going, all this shit and this, and then you're thinking about the time and the money, all because you're paying for studio time. You know what I'm saying?
True,
or if you're part of the entourage and you're just sitting there, you gotta be quiet. If you're all working in the same
Yo,
room,
shut up, bro. He's recording.
Exactly. Like it's not the most. It's like, but when you feel that momentum with the people you're working with, like just without the headphones, because the headphones changes everything.
Yeah.
Headphones changes everything. Everything, like, it's like going in the ring, getting hit once. It's like, oh, man, I didn't realize it's going to be work now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wish I could record without just headphones and just be able to move and stuff. But, you know, you need to be able to hear yourself. You got to be able to
know what you're
You got to hear yourself.
Yeah.
You got to work with that. A lot of people, some people don't like to hear themselves when they record. You know, my artist doesn't like to.
It's funny you say that. I don't like to hear myself when I'm doing singing stuff.
Shout out Arafat.
Shout out
Lincoln Arafat Cinematic _AR. Check him out, TikTok, Instagram. He's coming, and y'all better be fucking ready. I'm telling you,
I heard that.
I know Sakani heard a lot what was going on in the other room when he came through to start recording his debut. Man,
the walls bumping. I think like something fell off the wall. I was like, oh, they getting in.
Yeah, man, he's crazy, bro. He's gonna drop some. He's gonna drop some fire. Pause on everything that we said, just so you know. All right, because you're banging on the walls, dropping shit. These niggas crazy.
Something fell off the wall. Yeah, that was good. I didn't even catch that.
Pause.
I didn't catch that. Word. Pause.
Hey, yo.
That's funny, yeah.
But yeah, he got some fire coming, man. It's a whole big ass campaign that we doing. No funerals for robots.
No funerals for
so
robots.
You just imagine what that means to you, and then you'll see what we bringing you. It's a big package. Pause. of a lot of different things coming together. Pause.
Yeah.
Yo, this is bad, bro. Like, can't even talk no more.
Nah,
fucking Cam and Mace, bro, man. They got me on some shit, man.
I know, man.
I love that show they got.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forget what it's called, but they be saying and it's kind of like sportsy too. That's why I like it. I mean,
It's
they talk
all
about
about
everything,
sport.
but it's
mostly sports. I see the highlights on TikTok, and I'm like, yo, these guys act like they're 17 years old, and I love it. I love
that's
it.
when you know you're enjoying life.
And they're friends from that long, so they're always gonna revert to that. You know what I'm saying?
They
So I'm
beefed
like,
before, and still like when you beef with
They
someone
brothers.
and y'all exactly
They
that
brothers,
makes a
man.
brother. If you beef with someone and y'all are still together, pause. I gotta say it now. You got me. Any other day I wouldn't say it, but now you got me on high alert. Like I'm saying pause for everything. But yeah, that just shows us a real brothership.
yeah, that wasn't that blatant. Like they're still together. Yeah, that was all right. That was
Yeah.
you didn't have to pause that.
Yeah,
But
you'd be
come
surprised.
together, yeah, you gotta pause that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yo, speaking of, no, I'm not even gonna touch on that. But I've heard a lot of like stories on the internet and shit I wouldn't even have thought was like a thing, but like apparently like there's there's friends that get together, predominantly a certain race, but I'm not going to say who.
You
but
don't want to single nobody
I
out?
don't want to single nobody out.
I think people will put it together when they hear what you say. They're gonna figure out the race.
Yeah, and apparently it's a game where there's a cookie and everybody takes collectively jizzes on a cookie.
Okay.
And whoever goes last,
I think
has
I've
to
heard of that.
take a bite of the cookie or something like that.
Yeah, that seemed like white boy shit, like fraternity bullshit. Like they stick pencils up each other's ass and write with it because they think it's funny.
Pretty much. Yeah, so it's definitely happening in that
Love that.
same house
I'm peeking
for
over
sure.
here, but yeah, that's actually-
you good. You good.
I heard of motherfuckers in high school on some shit like, and this is why we don't hang out with white boys. Crazy white boys.
Yes. Now for the
Shout out
viewers,
to the white boys.
for the viewers looking,
Chet
can
Hanks.
you clarify what you are? Because they might be like, wait, aren't you a white boy?
You know, at the end of the day, I've come to these realization that I'm American, bro.
I mean, hey.
People, they're always going to want to identify, label you, judge you, because the automatic judgment just comes out when you tell them who you are, where you're from, and not necessarily that's who you are, because
Right.
I'm Ecuadorian and Irish. But what is it do I really know about being Ecuadorian and Irish? I never been there. I eat the food, listen to the music. I'm not too deep in anything more than that, than what they gave me raising me here.
Right.
Same thing with Ireland, being Irish. I celebrate St. Patrick's Day just by eating the food.
Yeah, I mean,
Other
half of the people that celebrate St. Patrick's Day aren't
That's
Irish.
it. So
yeah.
that's really what it comes down to. So
Do you like potatoes? Like
yeah,
yeah.
but that's also big in my Ecuadorian culture too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I was trying to reach and see if there was like maybe like a genetic thing, like oh maybe because of this.
No,
okay, cool.
What I told my,
But no,
because I've been trying to instill it in my niece. My niece is like, she's really American. She's Dominican, Ecuadorian, Irish, so she's black, Spanish, white, all these things.
That's America for yeah.
It's American. So I try to instill in her, they're always going to ask you what you are. They're always going to be interested in that because
Right.
you look almost exotic.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't give them that. You don't have to if you don't want to. Not to say not to be proud in who you are and where your family comes from. That's fine. Do that. But don't give it to them just because they want it to satisfy them. At the end of the day, you're an American. You were born in America. You come from America. You speak English and everything. So you are what the
So
epitome.
nationality-wise, you're basically
Nationality American. Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, if someone were to ask you like your background, it'd be different because that's like
I guess
more,
too.
like,
That just seems weird to me. Also, I'm tired of this weird question. It hit me more or less more recently this year. It's a weird question. It's almost like asking somebody if they gay or straight. What does it matter?
Really.
I'm looking at it from different these days, only because I guess my niece, because they're gonna label her because she's Dominican.
Right,
They're gonna label
right.
her because she's black. That she's not gonna get accepted by the white people because she's has a tint to her skin. Not the same way as if they knew. I'm like, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Go off your own thing. I love what Mayweather say. You say I'm I ain't African American. I'm American. I ain't African American. What I know about Africa? That's what really I think hit the mark for me.
Right,
and I was
right.
like, yo, Mayweather's right. As dumb as he is, that he's right. He's right on that. He can't read, but that was insightful.
Yeah, he definitely,
You know, that was very insightful. I'm like, yo, he's
That hit me
right,
late.
man. Because a lot of people complain about America. I'm leaving America. Fuck America. America's the worst. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nowhere better than America. Go somewhere. Leave. We'll be happy if you left. We have more resources for us, for the people that believe in America. You know what I'm saying? I believe in America. I believe that you have the opportunity to make the right choices and to do what it is that you need to do. Most people don't do that. They're lazy. They want it all done for. They want to all give it to them. Gift wrap here. Yeah, and then when they don't even want to open it, they want it open. Come on, man.
Yeah, they want it all gave into them and
Nah, man. Nah. This is a country where you come to build. And a lot of people that come from other countries here know that. That's why they get ahead more than Americans do. Why is it that the foreigners and immigrants come here and they get way further than anybody within your community? All the stores where we live at.
Yeah. All the stores.
It's always been like that.
Yeah, it's always man. It's definitely a foreigner that owns it, for sure.
Because they get it. They know what they came here for. We take it for granted. We're crazy entitled. Americans are the most entitled people on this planet.
No, we are. It sucks to say, but it's,
our freedoms deserved is right, this and that. And I was like, yeah, but you got no respect for this place, man.
Yeah.
Can't even get you to recycle. I'm big on recycling, bro.
That's more of the world.
I'm a recycling warrior. Yeah. Only 9% of what you put out there gets recycled, but that's still 9% in my opinion, man. Hey, listen. Better than zero.
How do you feel about that whole thing with it saying like no matter what we do, even if everybody was to change, it would only take it would still take like hundreds and hundreds of years to turn the curve back to like reversing global warming.
They said during COVID the emissions went like shit.
It went crazy good.
The percentage went down of whatever is bad because they can say this and that is bad. We don't really know. True. You know, we're just.
I don't have a meter at my house.
We're not expertise in shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
We just got to take their word for it. But I mean, as far as they said, it helped. I keep thinking, man. There's a book that I read, Ready Player One, where everybody.
I've seen that movie. I think.
Okay, so the headsets that everybody wears.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, after everything happens, they have like new rules. Because everybody immersed their lives into this thing. And the rule was every Sunday, you can't go into the Oasis. That's the name of the program. You have to interact. Then they also put time limits. Now, I'm not saying people need time limits to go outside and shit like that.
Yeah.
But how about we really relax on a Sunday and turn everything off? Everyone. Turn everything off for a Sunday. Not the things that need to run, you know what I'm saying? Just the obvious things that you can turn off. You know, and interact more with, you know, nature, a book, and this and that, the people around you without any kind of like any of that carbon, whatever emission they're talking about. What would happen if you did that for a whole year? Everybody just turning off on a Sunday. Really turning off. Logging out.
The possibilities of that are endless.
Who knows?
Good and bad.
But they're not going to try anything because ain't no money in that.
Yeah.
Ain't no money in that.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
How they going to make money if we turn off? A day of turning off? That's zillions. It's probably not even trillions.
How many Sundays is in a year? Well, like 52 technically,
52
right?
technically, 52,
yeah. So
I guess.
Yeah, so think about it. There's
probably zillions of dollars that they ain't gonna be making, man. But like I said, that's like a dream that I probably had one day, and I'm like, yo, imagine if they did that.
That would be interesting. I don't know what the hell I would be tortured. I ain't gonna lie. Personally, I
don't know, man. I could log out.
I don't like people enough, and I don't like the world enough. Really.
I was so happy during COVID.
Yeah,
I just not. I don't even hate to say that. I just like to be honest about it. For me,
well, COVID, yeah, but that's because I was staying inside on my electronics.
I was an essential worker, man, and I was out there every day, door to door, getting people what they needed, and just being out there, the free road, no one. I'm like, man, if only I could go to the movies in the library, I would love this. I felt like I Am Legend, and I was okay with it. I was
gonna say, so you'd be cool being like one of the last people left in an apartment.
A few people, but if I was by myself, I make it work.
Yeah.
You just need to have mirrors around, because if you can't see your reflection, that's really where it starts to go crazy, and you lose who you are. So you just need to have.
I never thought about it like that.
I've heard about this. Without reflection, you go mad. So as long as you got that going for you, maybe there's a possibility. But
how long reflection has been around? I mean, I know people probably can see it in the water.
Yeah, they walked to the water and saw it.
Yeah.
So I did well during that time. It wasn't depressive for me. Right. I was mostly like, you people just can't just chill. Like I didn't understand that. Oh, I can't see my face. I can't do what I want. But I understood the underlining about what was going on. They're forming a new form of control. You know, they saw an opening. Oh, this COVID was probably real. You know what I'm saying? But they saw the opening. We're going to use this. We're going to implement these new tactics because that new world order shit is probably on the rise. With all these UFOs, man, those aren't UFOs. That's reverse technology of what they already recovered from any aliens that might have came here before. But these aren't aliens. These are human beings. These are human beings with reverse technology, or even as simple as just drones giving off a holographic image to make you think that it's aliens. So
Definitely
it
possible.
causes this is a new form of panic and control but nobody's flinching until they attack. When they attack, mass panic, mass killings, and all that, where do we go to? Everyone has to unite against a new enemy, right? So
Right.
all the countries of the world unite against this one enemy, New World Order. Now that we're connected, okay, let's do the cashless system. You can't move after that. What are you gonna do with how are you gonna move in the cashless system? You can't, because everything is tracked, everything is monitored. Now that's one step right there. So then the facial recognition nonstop all over the place, AI monitoring your heart rates, reading your dreams, and all this other shit, all just from a basic form of control of COVID. It's not gonna be aliens. It's gonna remember Captain America: Winter Soldier, when they thought it was SHIELD attacking you, meanwhile it was really Hydra. The whole time, just disguises that. Or Spider-Man: Far Away From Home with Mysterio and the drones. They made you think it was monsters, but really it was just drones projecting holographic images.
Wow.
Their technology is like 30 years ahead of ours, according to Billy Carson. Shout out Billy Carson. I love
can
that
only
dude.
imagine what Japanese is.
They're part of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they recovered stuff, it's probably not even stuff that got here. It's stuff recovered from digging. Uncovering new places with new information, new technology. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think it's new visitors. It's just shit that they've been finding. Or maybe the only visitor we ever had was Roswell because of the atomic bomb. Once they set off that atomic bomb, that EMP went out through the whole entire universe.
Right,
Other people caught that signal, like, what the hell is that?
What was that? Yeah, we never seen that.
The only species in the galaxy so far that knows about good and evil are humans, right? So we're the only ones capable of this kind of atrocity. Allegedly. That we're only capable of this kind of, we're the only ones in this universe supposedly that are here to destroy ourselves. You know, they're able to make it to intergalactic travel. We can't we'll probably never get that far.
Yeah.
Because we're devouring ourselves like rats in a maze.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where I feel like it's heading, bro. It's that I don't think those are aliens.
So can I get your opinion? What do you think happened in Hawaii? Do you think that was natural?
They said it was a laser, and that's not hard to believe either, because they have satellites all over the place. And I'm rocking a lot off the imagination of like movies. Think about G.I. Joe. They put that fucking peg in the sky to cause like tons of atomic bombs. Oh,
but yeah,
this is an example for that. So in a lot of movies, they send out satellites that are weaponized. I think it was like even in a Superman movie, they might have done that too. But they weaponize the satellites, and from there, it's like, think about it. You're just projecting light. You're closer to the sun than any mirror down there, and you're probably just reflecting the light. Boom, just like a magnifying glass.
Oh wow!
So it looks natural. It just looks like spontaneous. There's no real beam going. It's just a reflection of light concentrated in that one spot. That didn't seem far-fetched when they pointed that out, but then they blamed it on a business, didn't a corporation that they fucked up?
I'm not too sure, honestly.
I heard that they blamed it on the corporation that they messed up. And then to think about it, I was talking to somebody else the other day. I was like,
like a factory or something messed up?
Yeah, like a factory messed up and it caused a fire.
I mean, that's possible too. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really look into it because like that shit, I see so many different sides into it, and I'm like, I don't know what to believe. I guess it's all technically possible, so it's like,
I think the world's on fire.
Yeah, I mean, it has been happening very often. Like,
take a moment and look around to all the garbage around you, right? Then take around and think of all the waste. Or take a look around of all the waste that people do. Think about one corporation makes 1 million T-shirts. That's just one, and they don't sell all those shirts.
True.
They all end up in India. You know what I'm saying? And they don't recycle. They don't care. Like the amount of the textile industry is the worst. You know, and I'm a part of that as weed brands, and that bothers me a lot. That's why I try to move in the direction more of customized stuff, where you're only gonna get one. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to buy 100 and not sell them and just trash them. How much stuff, you see dumpster divers, how much shit do people, these companies throw away and not even give away? They'll just destroy it and throw it away. In front of our building, you see how many garbage bags are out there?
Oh my God.
And how many times is out there? That's just our building. Think about a building in Co-op City.
Oh my God.
So that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Like the world has to be on fire. And we're the only species that can do something like that. The only one. And we're spread everywhere. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of space, but then again, it makes you think sometimes, are we just in a controlled space and there's more to it? Not a flat earth theory, just more to the space that they let us think that is here, because this
I don't know every island in the world.
We don't own personal satellites to see the real truth, right?
True.
And they probably run that airspace. I don't know if you call it air and space because there's no air, right? So I don't know. Aerospace.
Oh, there you go. That's
aerospace.
Yeah, aerospace.
So we don't know. We don't know what it really looks like. And if they can control how you see things, then and not know what your real history is and where you're really confined it to, then you'll never really get anywhere. You know, they control they control the calendar. They control the past. The Romans destroyed all the information that would have led us to spiritual enlightenment. The agnostics were like eradicated by these motherfuckers. Then they control the fucking calendar. They gave us a calendar. We didn't have a calendar before that.
Wow.
There was no, you know what I'm saying? People just went about it.
There wasn't even really time like that.
They
you went
gave
about
us
the
a
rotations
calendar.
of the sun and everything.
The Romans burned down the Library of Alexandria. You know what I'm saying? They took away the knowledge of Atlantis and the Anunnaki and all that other stuff, man. They went all over the place and imposed religion with a form of control. They took the stories that were, they morphed stories of the people before them into what we have now.
Right.
I don't know if it's Catholicism or Christianity. I know I'm Catholic, but it's because they said I was.
Yeah, well, I choose to say I'm spiritual. That's my.
I like that agnostic shit. I heard that the other day. I forgot what it was based on.
What's that more so?
When I heard it, I knew that I liked it, and I don't even know what it is now.
While you do that, I just want to give a shout out and thank our sponsor, Cinematic Studios, for hosting the Mosaic Mind podcast here in the heart of White Plains. Also wanted to shout out. My God. I also want to shout out. Damn, I'm having a brain fart. I also want to shout out We Brands for printing all the fabulous merch. As you can see here, we got a.
Check out the Andrew
That's
Tate
just
shirt.
fire right there.
Strongest man alive.
Boom. What's that say? No. No. Is that Goku?
That's Goku, Superman, and IP Man or Ip Man. What do you call him?
Yeah. One Punch Man?
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man, yeah. I couldn't see the
I knew he was a man.
There you go.
Cobra Tate.
Yes.
Shout out Andrew Tate.
Yes.
Shout out Tristan, man.
Yeah, so shout out We Brands for the fabulous merch. And they printed the mugs. If you need something printed, they got you. And last but not least, I want to say shout out to MB Corp or MB Ranch Corp.
Same shit.
Yeah, same shit. If you know, you know. I don't know if I should say it on the thing, but
you get a glimpse of what's going on.
You get a glimpse of what's going on. Yeah, that's yeah.
We Brands does the marketing for this cannabis company. We always got samples to give out. So if you see me, ask me. I got you.
Boom. It's just like that.
Yeah, that's all it is. We give because it's We Brands.
Yeah, we gives. Yep.
They sell merch and they give free samples. You're gonna love it.
There it is.
All right, agnostic is a person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence or nature of God or anything beyond material phenomena. A person who claims neither faith nor disbelief in God. I like that.
I think
because it's not that I negate God or say he's not real. It's just that I'm not with y'all in all that extra stuff.
Nah, that's kind of pretty much, yeah.
I don't fall to my knees and pray.
I know
for
this
no
had to
one.
been, something had to make all this happen, and
It's possible.
I don't know.
But when they try to say, do you thank God for this and that? I'm like, I'm the one putting the work in, and I'm not asking him for nothing. You know what I mean? He gave us the will supposedly to believe or not, rebel or not, do what you want to do.
Right.
Just do the right thing. Make it sure it's right to you, and that's how the message I take it. So I have a friend of mine who, because I had the screenplay in the work about called Godson. And it's like almost like a satire black comedy about Jesus living in today, but just bummed out because he's Jesus. You know, he's a nurse that really can't go beyond certain things to help people. His hands are tied because the real God, the real prince of this world is Satan. This is his playground. God really doesn't have jurisdiction here. He sent his son to try to even things out.
Right. But this is copyrighted, by the way, so don't try to steal this idea.
So he sends his son down here to do what he does, obviously, and it doesn't work out. And while he's on that cross, he starts to think that, you know, you can't eradicate evil. You just have to find a balance with it, because you need sometimes what you think is bad is necessary, you know, for survival. or whatever. You know what I'm saying? For you, your kid, your family, or any situation. Like I always tell my niece that there's a balance in life. Sometimes you're gonna have to pull out the bad in order to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to do things that people aren't willing to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Interesting.
I always feel like there's a balance in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he sends his son down there, and then he's on the cross. He's thinking, is like, I can't do that. So then he goes into, after the resurrection, he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna blend in. You know. So present day comes, and he's working as a nurse, and it's his new birthday, and he's sitting there with his old tricks, and he's splitting water and turning his wine different colors.
AKA, is it like Christmas?
Oh, thank you.
Technically, that's...
You see what I'm saying? I'm just looking more about the satire.
Even though it's been kind of shown that like
Christmas.
he couldn't have been born in December 20th, given the...
So let's go with the real date. Let's go with the real date.
I don't know the real date, but...
No, but it's in the summer, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's in the summer, so it's not Christmas.
Yeah.
So then his two friends, his associates, show up, and he finally feels like this is the day to share this. And he tells them who he is, and then he starts showing them the stuff like that. I didn't get much further than that because to me that's just in order to sell the idea. But then I went to an idea of when he sees his dad. He goes to a lake and his dad is just with girls. He looks like almost like a Santa Claus, but he acts like dude from what's that movie? The bowling movie with the rug. The Big Lebowski.
Oh, I was gonna say that too. That's crazy. Only because he looks like
he's kind of like the dude. So he's like, son, how you doing? He goes,
and he's supposed to be God, like,
and he's God. He's God.
Okay,
he goes, Dad, it's not working out. Like, I can't get ahead here. Like, you got to tell him, and we know who him is.
Yeah.
You got to tell him. You got to talk to him. He goes, son, I got no jurisdiction here, man. That's why I sent you. You're my main man. Come on, listen.
So like God's like a hippie kind of.
Go see him. Go talk to him. I'm sure. Get to know him. Get a relationship with him. You know, that's the only way you're going to understand each other. I sent you here for that, man. And you're God's son. You can do this. You know? It's like, so he kind of gives him the encouragement. And then he goes, what are you going to do? People are asking for you to come down here every day. It's freaking pathetic, man. And then I forgot what he says, but it's a punchline. It's out the top of my head.
Keep that.
He hits him with the punchline. It's like, oh shit! It's like that you would just bust out laughing. Then he just goes off with his women and does whatever he wants, and then he just like, damn it. So then he's off to go see Satan, and I guess he has to because they're trying to find balance here. This is Satan's world. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's like you begin your prayer with God and you end it with the notice of Satan. You know what I'm saying? Like this is new shit that I'm learning. Yeah, it's new shit that I'm learning these days, man. I never knew about this shit about prayer.
Yeah, I
forgot how it went. That's why I was like, but from what I was learning recently, that the normal prayer that you would say starts with God but ends with Satan.
Like I'm confused. Like, what's an example? Like, if I would say, like, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this. All right, so let me say, what's the main prayer?
And deliver us, because evil is not a thing; it's a person. You know, without people, there is no good and bad. There is no evil and good in this universe. It's all based on us. You understand? That other than us, there's none of that. So you give acknowledge to God in the beginning of your prayer, but then you deliver us from the evil one. So you acknowledge the devil in the end. So you start with God, but you end with the devil.
I see what you're saying. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. That will be.
It was some basic prayer that they were showing in the example. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure it was that one.
But it was eye opening when I started to realize, like, that makes more sense because people want to say, "Where's God? He lets this happen. No, he doesn't because he's not here. This ain't his place. You're praying to the wrong person for the wrong thing. The devil gives you all those luxuries that you're asking for. God doesn't give that to you. The devil gives you the fortunes, the women, the success, and all that stuff, and he does it very well. He paints it in the form of a lady or cat or gold, shiny things. You know what I'm saying? And the things that you have to do to acquire those isn't always kosher. Billionaires should not exist.
So when somebody gets, like, when a miracle happens for someone, do you think that's God or do you think that's Satan?
I think that's
figuratively, I would say.
I think when something like that happens, it's a cause and effect of things from since the Big Bang that led up to that moment that seemed like a miracle, only because you're going to think that it was a coincidence, but I think more or less it was set up for that to happen that way, meaning it was meant to happen. Now, the future is always being rewritten because people, they have free will to make different choices to change the direction. But if you follow that path, you'll notice how things sync up together, synchronicities one after the other. And you're like, you're walking through it. You're like, man, coincidence. Cool. You see that? You see that? You see this? And at a point, it just becomes part of you. And then you just start walking. You're not even noticing it. You're letting it happen.
Right,
and then
right,
you
right.
get to where you're supposed to be. Whether it is someone that has high profile or just someone that's raising kids, you know what I'm saying? But you're doing what it is that you're supposed to be. You found your part in this simulation, in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You found your role, your quest.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wild.
So when you say God and Satan, do you like technically mean God and Satan, or are you
I think
thinking
energy,
more good and evil?
negative and positive energy, because I believe in that karma, cosmic shit. More or less, I feel that as long as I'm doing things for my right reason, it might not be yours, and I do it without malintent, maliciousness, and knowing that I'm doing this for me and my family. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be good.
Okay.
It's all gonna work out because I'm doing
that.
what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing it all for all the right reasons. I'm not trying to be anyone's space invader and not trying to hurt anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate space invaders. I'm already here, like making a left onto this block. I see the guy flying down here to turn and go that way. He's going like boom, boom. I was like, I see you, but I'm gonna go real slow. And then he starts beeping at me. I'm like, why you being an asshole, bro? You know I was already turning, man. But that's the kind of space invader. People that invade space with like loudness or rudeness or bad hygiene or just don't care about other people.
Bad hygiene is a big one.
That's a space invader. You know what I'm saying? Or negative energy and stuff. Like, I don't want to be that to nobody. That's why it's not that I'm recluse, but I go about my business.
Right.
And I like to include people in, you know what I'm saying? But I can get a good whiff if you're being negative or positive about the situation. Don't give me problems without having a solution to back it up.
Right.
You know, bring solutions. Don't bring a 900 ways it's not going to work. Bring that one way that it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Add to the pot. Don't be an asshole. Assholes are funny. Don't be a dick.
Well, it depends on what type. There's funny assholes and there's dickhead assholes.
I've been the dick before, not knowing it, only because it's not that I'm trying to crush an idea.
Pause.
Oh,
that was the craziest one yet. I just gotta put that out there.
I played that position before. Pause. Only because I thought I was helping by asking the hard questions, but that's not how you build momentum. You know what I'm saying? You want to just keep adding or just listening. If you have nothing to add, then just listen.
Right.
That makes more sense to me now, you know. And I learned this from like 2020. That's how soon. That's how more recently is what I'm saying that I learned something like that.
Yeah, you never know when you're gonna learn something. It just happens. Yeah.
Something as basic as that.
Yeah.
Something that you probably knew, but you needed a circumstance or a situation to uncover that knowledge in the back of your head to unlock it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it takes, because we're filled with so much stuff that we don't even know.
Subconsciously, we learn stuff every day, and it's not until something happens where you're like, you know what? That's why I kind of, when people say I never thought about it like that, it's like you've thought about it, but like now it's like you really got in depth with it, and
that's why
changes your whole.
That's why I feel
mindset.
like you can change the past. You can change the past, not necessarily for what happened, but the things that you learn change perspective. So when you look back, it's like, I get it now. I see where I went wrong, or I see where they were going.
What do you mean? But
it's going to change
the past
because it changes the way you look at it. Didn't happen the way you thought it did.
I was kind of like saying, like, I'm gonna be a rapper, and then you end up growing up working at Target, but then you end up becoming a rapper. So now instead of at that point, you're like, you technically lied. Now the past is like you telling the truth.
The best example is what I'm saying is like if you get into a fight with somebody,
okay,
and you never understood it from their end, but as through maturity and growth, you're like, I get what they were saying now. So now it looks different. They might have been helping instead of attacking you. That's a plain example. But stuff like that happens all the time.
I feel like it's a stretch to say change the past, though,
because it changes the way you look at it.
It changes the way you look at it. It changes the way you look at the past, but it doesn't change the past.
But then again, who's to say what that is? It's all based on that moment's perspective. It's not happening the way that you're looking at it. It's all a reflection in that moment, based on the
current moment or the past
that past moment. That's based on that perspective, meaning it doesn't really look like that. It's based on emotion and whatever's going on and the elements that make up that moment. So then when you get further and then you look back, that reflection is different now. doesn't reflect the same way is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm trying. It doesn't reflect because life is just a reflection of light. Without light, there is no life. You can't like that's why they try to tell you this is a simulation. This is a simulation of light reflecting atoms being held together, not necessarily even touching. They're repulsed from each other. They don't touch. You never really touch anything. You're being pushed away from it without realizing it. You're never really grasping something.
How could you pick it up?
Attraction. Probably static, whatever.
But if they're repelling,
see, look,
they can't repel and attract, so it's got to be one or the other.
You have to look it up. I'm saying it wrong. I'm paraphrasing.
Oh, okay,
but when I saw that little video, I'm like, wow, that's cool, and it kind of did make sense.
If you ever come across it, please send that to me. Yeah,
it's that you never
interested.
because there's so much space in between atoms. I guess base per.
I mean, because it's microscopic.
On a bigger scale, the atoms are held together. They're not touching or anything. They're held together with bonds or something, right?
Yeah, no, that is true.
That sounds right?
That's
I mean, I'm just bullshitting right now.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, because
good.
if you look at that atom, like I mean,
they have those bars
the protons and the neutrons,
but there's bars in between them. There's space in between the atoms. Our body's being held together by projection of light somehow, forming matter. The atoms are being bonded together, forming matter, and the light reflects works with it somehow. But without the reflection of light, that's why they say it's a simulation.
Okay.
And that's why the world looks different to everybody because people have different reflections. The amount of light coming through your eye is different than everyone else. Like I got astigmatism, I see light different.
I got astigmatism too. Yeah.
But I think there's different levels to that too.
Yeah, it's not the same as yours. Yeah. But even I've thought about this too in depth, and I couldn't get out of it to the point where I was just like, let me just stop thinking about it and like watch sports or something. But I've always had a theory that like it's possible that everybody sees a different color. Like in my eyes, I could be seeing something red and black, but you're seeing green and blue. But because you were told that's red and I'm saying this is red, you're not going to question it and be like, oh yeah, that's not red. Possible. It looks more greenish because to you, that reddish looks reddish. However, whatever color you're seeing, whatever hue you're seeing could be completely different. And it's like no way for it to be caught because in order to describe something, you have to use what you know. Like this looks reddish, this looks greenish. So you can't say that knowing that because my greenish to with my green and your green to say this looks greenish, I'm gonna say yeah, that looks greenish.
Greenish, like, because yours might be lighter or darker than the other person.
It could be complete opposite.
And it's because of how the light reflects or gets into your eye, your cornea or whatever, something like that.
Exactly, and that's why it's all different.
I think it's different for
everybody. Could be seeing the world completely different, like to the point where
that's just why I came up with this new theory about when I die, I'm taking all this with me. This perspective, this vision, this reflection of this world that I created with what I see doesn't exist without me. It's going to be yours, what you see, or the people outside of me, what they see.
Right.
And every time that person dies, they take that world with them because it doesn't reflect the same for everyone.
Right.
And that's what I was like, so we're not leaving alone. You know, I'm like, I'm not going to miss anything. What's the point of missing? This only exists because of me.
That's a good way to look at it.
It's not because as a kid, what used to bother me about death was, and I used to have a dream, a nightmare of me watching my room from like an aerial space and seeing it empty and wondering what happens to all my stuff. Do they just throw it away? They just what if I didn't have a family? They just come in and they just throw it away. All my stuff. No one takes it. It doesn't go on. I don't take it. And that used to kill me.
Yeah.
And I think I started reflecting on that recently. And I was like, but none of this really exists. Because I've been getting stuck in the whole simulation theory. I think that this is my simulation. I think that this is my simulation and that I'm here to do this job that I'm doing at the moment. You know what I mean? Help building. Right, you know what I mean? Partnering joint ventures with people to build something for tomorrow, obviously.
Right. And I'd like to get more into what we're actually, what you're doing and, how you got started.
We're going to get there.
Yeah.
I've been having that theory more or less that this is my simulation. And when I'm gone, this version turns off with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and then it also goes into the reflection of light and this is it's all connecting and I'm building. That's why I threw all this stuff here because I'm going to find ways to connect all this, not necessarily develop a fictional story, but something that I actually feel like I kind of attach to, this theory, these ideologies. You know what I'm saying? It just helps put things more into perspective and not to be distracted.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Be more
Right.
focused. You know, I don't want to be distracted by the temptations and lure of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, so if I can understand that I can control my own next step, my destiny, the way the world looks to me, because I'm revealing a new world as it is.
Right.
Through We Brands and Cinematic is opening up new doors, new people. The world before me is now looking the same. My frequency is tuning. It's changing.
Right.
You know, and new characters are being unlocked and shit like that. New allies and stuff like that. New weapons and tools. And I'm like, this is cool, man.
Yeah.
Like this, and I feel like I'm commanded all that. I feel like because without me tuning in, I wouldn't be able to see those things. And that's me doing that. There's no one directing me. That's not me praying to a God to show me the light. No, I'm not doing that. Like if you made all this, cool, but I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna get the job. I'm gonna get the job done. We get the job done. We Brands.
Got you. Yeah. Got you. We get the job done.
Yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, if you could tell me, like, is that what kind of like made you start, or did that come as you were already like? Did that help inspire you to start up the cinematic studios and the We Brands, and or is that more stuff that as you were doing it, you kind of learned about yourself? Like, this is why I'm doing it now. I've realized.
Well, my ventures always included other people, bringing them in, because I know that I need people to complement me where I lack. You know, like I'm more introverted and I'm the one that can continue a conversation, but a cold open is kind of difficult for me. But I had friends that were good at that. So I used to be like, yo, just spark the conversation. Like with girls, go just start the conversation. I'll just pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I could do that. You know, I know I'm good at that. It's just a cold opening. Right. And I guess that's more a fear of rejection at the end of the day. You know, the more you do it, you'll get over it and you could do the cold open yourself. Right. So I'm always just waiting on people for that skill that they have. And I don't, not to say waste time, but if I'm perfecting my craft and skill in another area, I don't want to kind of waste time with that because you're already good at that. Like making beats. I refused to make beats because I was I was constructing the song, producing the song, writing the songs and everything. I was like, I don't need to learn. So you guys got to make the beats. You know, everybody do one job well. You know?
Yeah.
But then it leaves you waiting on people.
Yeah.
And then they never follow through. You know, so that's why
the payment for that. It's like you got to run on. It's not just your time anymore. Like, yes, it's not just your responsibility, but it's also not just
And people just ain't serious. You know, they're not willing to invest the time that it needs in order to actually build something. Like I said, people just want it now. They want it already done for you. Right. So that's why I became the one-man band. You know, just doing, having to learn a little bit of everything and then excelling through practice and doing it over and over and over again. And I was like, okay, so now I know this and that and the third. So when I created We Brands and all this stuff, it was also to envision bringing people in to help them build their ideas. You know what I'm saying? If you have an idea for a product line and I can help you with the business plan just to show you what things will cost and this and that, you know, and we can build together. Right. And then I was like, well, and then I don't really have much money to pay as salary goes, but I can pay by the job. You know what I mean? We can split profits or we can create profits together. Right. All I need is effort, enthusiasm, and expertise. Oh, that's 3 E's. Expert, enthusiasm. Oh, expertise and wait.
No, you're right. No.
I said enthusiasm, expertise.
You said effort.
Yeah, effort, enthusiasm, expertise.
EEE.
We got to remember that. I like that's a t-shirt.
Yeah, for real.
I need those 3 things and that's it. You know, you bring those things here and then you get in wherever you can, pause, because there's 3 different rooms doing different things, but they all connect and you can learn different skills in each room. You know what I mean? Right. So if you notice that and did that, then you might unlock something in your brain, a new idea that I can invest in because I did have money to invest in ideas before. Now I was like, when nobody stepped up to the plate, I just reinvested into the studios, you know, into the show, into Mosaic Minds. Yeah. So I was like, let's just work with what we got right now instead of bringing in new people. And you know what I'm saying? But it's really meant as a platform for other people to build. Then I know I'm going to eat. You know what I'm saying? Don't think I'm just doing it just for that. No, I'm gonna cover costs. I'm gonna make a profit. But knowing me, I'm gonna invest it back into the business. It's always gonna whatever I got is also gonna benefit you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, you want me to make money. Because most people will take their money and go buy a Lambo, a condo, the jewelry, stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm gonna buy better cameras. You know what I mean? More ambiance, better lighting. Guests.
Guests.
Getting guests for the show.
I mean, I look at it like, don't say you're reinvesting in me because it's technically reinvesting in you.
It's the
I
venture.
wanna,
It's the show.
But no, I'm saying like it benefits me that you're reinvesting in
Oh,
yourself.
absolutely.
That's more because you know I want to get cameras too.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like I want
so I want people to notice that I'm reinvesting back into the business, which
because this is a podcast studio. If anyone is in trying to shoot a podcast, they had that idea. They know they've been talking about it for years or talking about it for months, whatever it is, and you just need that place to do it. Cinematic Studio is the place to do it.
This is the place to get started, to build your prototype.
Exactly.
I didn't realize that I was getting into that form, that platform in a sense, or that category. It wasn't until much later, like maybe a year after doing We Brands, and I'm like, yeah, I really don't want to do like the mass orders and stuff like that. I want to be more customizable. You know what I'm saying? I want to do more custom stuff.
You would never think about like, because I mean, a lot of, especially with merch, like a lot of the best stuff comes like if a store's like,
I lost my thought.
Oh, okay.
I do have stuff to cover that end, but what I lost it fucking again. That's how bad I smoke too much, bro.
Yeah, I do the same shit, bro.
The prototype. That's it.
Yeah, okay.
Guap, shout out Guap, Union Music Studios. He's the reason above We Brands of why we're doing all this in Cinematic and MB Corp. Like he's the one that gets us our room. Shout out Guap, Union Music, 19 South Broadway. He'll get your music done right. He told me make a prototype, and I was like, prototypes. All I'm doing is prototypes. I'm like, because I don't have the capabilities to do like 10,000 shirts at the moment. I could do 100 to like maybe 500 right now, which is still good. I was like, come to me, let's build your prototype and then keep building more and more. And then you can outsource to somebody who can get it done at a more affordable price. Okay. I was like, so get your start here. That way they'll always bring their ideas here and it'll be quicker, you know? And I don't have to drop the price. It'd be $20, $25 always, not $12, $10.
That's just like the level for now. You do eventually want to like have like mass producing like things so that
yes and no, only because I'm like I said, man, I love America. I love this. I love this earth. And as much as I hate people and don't like people, I think I do have a place for them in my heart. You know what I'm saying? And as much as I don't have faith, I still have faith, and that maybe we can try to correct some stuff. And I don't know if I want to add to that pot. I like the more customized thing because it's kind of minimum, like 50 T-shirts compared to 1,000. That's a big difference. And maybe I'd rather be part of that and just charge more, you know, or just use that as a base in order to sell something else, like this. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll like some certain things will make less and certain things will make more, but always like I keep saying, it's not about the money. Yeah. As long as we can make enough to keep reinvesting and doing bigger, I'm good with that. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with that. You know, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
But same thing with We Brands. I'm trying to get away from all this plastic. Any plastic. I don't want no plastic. I want to get the more carbon neutral stuff. You know what I'm saying? I want to move from that.
That's good. A lot of people are big on that. So
man, I really don't like it. Or a recycling thing, like where you offer money off of merch if they recycle the jars and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I would like to move into that. I want to be more cautious when it comes like that, because with people in power,
oh, so you really fuck with the ozone layer?
I do.
Yeah.
When I do dishes, I don't keep the water running. I lather, turn the water off, and I soap up all the dishes, then turn the water on. When I shave or brush my teeth, the water's not running. You brush your teeth, on and off. On and off. On and off. You don't need water running when you're brushing your teeth, because you're not supposed to rinse the toothpaste. I've learned recently.
Yeah.
You're supposed to rinse with mouthwash, but not with the water, because you want that shit to protect. It's supposed to layer on your teeth to protect your enamel and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right.
And I didn't know that. So for years, up until like 38, I'm always rinsing after I brush. I was like, you're supposed to keep that. I'm like, oh, I didn't know.
I guess that's why they have the mouthwash, so it's not washing it off. That's why they have the mouthwash,
so you're not washing it out with the water. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Huh. Look at that, everybody. Hygiene. That's a hygiene tip right there.
But I
never know what you're going to learn.
I'm big, again, space invader. I'm not trying to invade people's space with my waste. You know, and I want to pass that on to my niece. And I want her to pass that on, because maybe, like I said, you plant seeds, people see it, it grows. You notice in our building, by the way, we live in the same
building.
We
do live in the same building, yeah.
In our building, they don't recycle no more. they used to be on the, I have, by the way, everybody, I got my own big drum recycling bin that I got to keep in the closet in my house, all with clean recyclables, because obviously they do have rats and roaches in the buildings. And I got to be careful of that. So all my recyclables I got to clean all of them. I don't know if that adds more pollution though. I had to ask myself, is the pollution of washing everything, not with soap and water, just to rinse so there's no food, is that worth the recycling? You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I thought about
if it makes you feel better, whether it's recycled or not, it does get separated at the city card.
The thing that pisses me off is that now that I started, I can't stop without feeling guilt. Like if
that's not a bad thing.
If
though.
I started loading up my regular trash thing, because I do separate the papers and the cardboards, I have a bin for that too. And I'm like, with the regular garbage, the compost, I'm like,
I just got bottles and regular trash.
I'm like, damn, man, I can't throw it in there. I can't. I can't.
That's
do it
That's a good. What's stigma? I don't even know. Not even. What's the word I'm looking? That's a good thing to have.
Good energy to have.
Good energy to have
because it makes me care.
Yeah.
People go people deem me as someone who doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck, but I care.
Yeah.
I do care. You know what I'm saying? And what I was getting at with the recycling thing, I have to take my big ass drum every 2 weeks across the street to the stores across the street, because they don't. When I put it out, mine's the only one in front where they line up all those hundreds of bags of garbage during recycling day. Mine's the only one there, and they don't pick it up. I don't know if they don't have a deal anymore. I don't see how that's legal. And then they have 3 recycling bins in the back door area that they never put out on recycling day, meaning they're collecting recycling and throwing it with the regular garbage.
Oh shit!
So I'm like, you're doing the work, and
like I said,
and then you're just throwing it in the garbage. I'm like, this is ass backwards, and I'm like, this is just one building.
I honestly think it's because like people started realizing they separated at the city card places anyway, so they probably people are lazy. They're like, once they hear that, they're like, well, what am I doing it for? What are they getting paid for? You know how people do.
My boy is a fireman in Tennessee. When I told him I recycle, he didn't think it was a bad thing. He was like, I thought about that a while ago, because he's conscious. He wants to save the world through his businesses with germ fighting products. Not products, a germ fighting system. Shout out BVRS in Tennessee. Nice. So he would be out. I thought he would be into this. And he was like, I already know how they do the trash thing, man. It's all bullshit anyway. So I guess he's rocking off of that 9% fact that they have out there. I'm like, 9% is better than 0%. So I'll be part of the 9%, I guess.
Nothing wrong with that.
What are you gonna do?
I want to be a part of the 1% at some point in my life. So if you know what that means.
Believe it or not, though, we are above. I mean, if you make more than like $40 a month or $400 a month, you're in like the 40% of the world, because the world, more than half, the majority of the world doesn't make even $4 a month, American.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I learned that out. That I'm in my bracket. I'm like in the top 18% of the world. Really? Billions of people. Billions of people. Whoa. That's how hard it is to get in that 10% and 1%. They should not exist. Those people should not exist because of the things that you think that they actually have to do in order to get to those numbers. You ever seen 1 million compared to 1 billion? It's not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to happen without oppressing people. That's pure oppression right there. People want to praise Jay-Z. Do you know what Jay-Z had to do all the shit he had to do to be all that?
I can only
There's
imagine.
a lot behind the scenes.
I can only imagine.
There's a lot behind those scenes to be a billionaire, bro. And it's not about them not having their hands dirty. It's about the way that their products are being constructed.
Yeah.
You ever see the kids mining cobalt for our iPhones? And we don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah, I heard it's crazy.
I know about it, and I only buy Apple products.
That's crazy.
You see the kids, not even with a hammer, they're just banging the shit with a rock. They take a tiny piece of cobalt, throw it in a pile, and they get paid like rice. The kids don't get paid. And if they get paid, it's like $4 a month, they say. And I think that's just in rations. They don't think they get cash.
Damn. Wow.
Modern day slavery, bro. And we don't bat an eye to it. You know what I'm saying? They're poisoning us right to our face. And we praise them. Every I stopped drinking 2 years ago. I don't believe that. I don't think drinking's worth anything. I don't think we're not even celebrating, because I know for a fact that you don't really need it.
That's why you said on St. Patrick's Day you eat.
Yeah,
I noticed that because usually people say on St. Patrick's Day I go drinking.
I don't judge anybody for drinking. I stopped drinking 2 years ago completely, and it was more about self-discipline because I was opening up the 3 studios. I only had 1 at the time, and then I moved up to 3, and I'm like, you know what?
Gotta stay focused.
I gotta stay focused. Yeah. So let me stop drinking, stop smoking, stop masturbating, start sleeping good, start working out every day, and then I did that, and look at where we at right now in 2 years. We made it very, very far.
Nice.
The one thing I was able to really keep though was not taking hard drugs and then not drinking anymore. And I noticed, man, I make nothing but the best decisions. No good decision has ever come from drinking. Relationships form from drinking. Deals are brokered over drinking. Yeah, I get that. But no real good decision is made from
drinking. Are you talking
drinking.
about general, like personally for you?
I think that goes for anybody. I think people make nothing but stupid decisions when they're drinking. How can you make one if you're altered? You're inebriated. You're altered. There's no way that you can make the right decision. At least 100%. There's going to be some bad in that.
Yeah.
You didn't look at everything.
And if you made the right decision, you probably made it obviously, by accident.
I'm not talking about taking a sip and all this stuff. I'm talking about just getting to certain points. I don't think that this, you know what I'm saying? So I don't, and then I noticed the drinking is what always starts the bad decisions. Meaning, you're always going to want to up it. You smoking bud, you're good with just the bud. You drink, I'm gonna want some coke, I'm gonna want some pills, I'm gonna want some bitches, I'm gonna want cigarettes, I'm gonna want to stay out all night. I'm gonna want to not give a fuck about my priorities and obligations of the next day. I'm gonna not give a fuck that I can't properly provide for my family because I wasted it at the bar or on this bottle, or the repercussions of one of those nights that led to some payment or something, you know, or whatever that you had to dish out because of the actions of the night before.
Right.
I never saw anything good from from drinking. From myself, I guess, obviously from myself, but not even that.
Yeah.
Like I've had family members that died from drinking. You know, and I've seen my friends alcoholics and so on. Like alcoholism runs in my family. On top of that, so it might seem like I'm preaching, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
I mean, you know what's best for you, so yeah.
And I lived it straight up. Nothing good from drinking. So then it makes me realize from abstinence of drinking, I realized ain't nothing good after 10 o'clock. Not even 2 o'clock anymore. Not even 12 o'clock. 10 o'clock ain't nothing good after 10. If you're about doing what you need to do. There's no reason to be out after 10 unless you're networking. Now, you can set aside those Fridays and Saturdays to go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? But that Sunday through Thursday, you're going to want to 10 o'clock, wake up at 5 and get your 17-hour day going. Now, whatever your 5 o'clock is, just get that 17-hour day going. You're going to get way more done than anybody living a 12-hour day or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Don't limit yourself with how much that you can do because you have a lot of time that you waste. Everyone in general. Not drinking, I was like, there's no need to be out at the bar and this and that. Then it also opened my eyes to dating women, having the same conversation. You know what I'm saying? Dirty women. You know what I'm saying? Staying out past 3, trying to get laid. You know what I'm saying? Stupid shit you did when you were 20 years old. Like the time wasted in that, waiting to the end of the bar, hoping you're going to get laid and all this other shit. I'm like, this isn't worth it anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I need to build, and I need whoever I'm going to be with is going to have to be someone to build with. Absolutely. Absolutely. And what I was going into was like, they're never going to understand this. And I had that. I had 2 relationships going at that time. One woman that just wanted to do stuff with me and show me a lot of new things, and another one that just wanted to hook up. That was too much because I needed to be in my bed at 9 o'clock.
Right.
I didn't have time. Like, she come over 7, we do this and that. Then I got to drive her home. And it's like, I want to start preparing for bed at 8 o'clock and be in bed at 9 to fall asleep before 10 and get up the next day to do what it is that I know I need to do.
So what time are you up?
I'm up at 5. But
that's what you said. Okay.
But now 4:30 because I have to meet my brother at the gym. I would never go back to the gym. I have my own gym at home. But I started swimming because I got crazy tendonitis in the arms. Overtraining all these years, my body is caught up to my body. So I was like, let me just start swimming. So I went back to the gym and stuff like that. But 4:30, I have to get up and I have to be there. You know what I'm saying? But then it starts that 17-hour day. And I know I need every hour, bro. Yo, this shirt with the other shirt took me almost 5 hours with design.
Really?
When you keep doing it, the time will get shorter and shorter. Yeah. But I remember my first 2 shirts took almost 12 to 16 hours. My very, very first 2. Well. Messing up,
Having to go
not turning the mirror on my design, meaning it came out backwards. Just figuring shit out. Took me 12 to 16 hours, 8 hours each shirt, and I couldn't believe it. And now I'm still. It went from that to almost 4 to 6 hours.
Wow.
But because there's mad
still,
different elements and sizing and all this stuff, and it takes time to do it right, you know. But I'm willing to put in that time.
Absolutely.
A lot of people ain't, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, with the drinking, as you get older, you'll see that the recovery is not the same anymore. I think I learned my lesson was that I kept, going out on a Friday and being in so much physical pain on the Saturday. Not that I fell or anything, this and that. It's just too much.
Right.
So you also get to that point as you get older. And what I was saying before with these billionaires and celebrities, they keep poisoning us with their fucking liquor brands. And they're trying to praise good life. So like Marky Mark, I like Marky Mark. I love what he does. I would love to aspire to be something like that. But when he dropped that Fecha Azul, I'm like, motherfucker, you crazy? You gonna poison everybody with this shit? Do you know what alcohol does to people and their families, man? You're out here telling people to pray to God and all this shit. You promoted water before. Then you got your F45, and then your movies are
you got burgers too, right?
You got good burgers, grass-fed burgers,
good,
and all this shit. And then you come out with this garbage. That pissed me off. Because I'm like, this isn't what people need. They don't need that shit. They need more water, if anything, more vitamins, something better than that shit, bro. I was like, I'm done with that. And then it reminds me of like Jay-Z. Start always with the liquor. Now he wants to bring a casino. Yeah, mad jobs, mad revenue, but that money's never gonna go to where it's supposed to go. So I'm not biting that fucking bullshit. I'm not biting that apple, bro. It's gonna cause a lot of people dumping money that they don't have, causing new addictions and leading to more drinking. Because what do you think you do when you're in the casino?
They give you drinks for free in the casino.
And that shit keeps you going. It leads to the bad decisions of fucking betting more.
You end up paying for that drink, basically, by the end of the night once you get drunk and give them all your money. So
and how do you think the bad decisions happen in the casino? It comes from that.
Yeah.
And foolish pride and ego, obviously. Those are other seasons. I'm not saying there ain't other factors.
Yeah.
But I think that's one that's really easy to control. And if people just did it the way it's supposed to be done, again, what works for me and from what I observe, but I also had people close to me die from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know the bad decisions that shit leads to, and I've been making way better decisions these times. I know that the different kind of women are revealing themselves to me. You know what I'm saying? Because that desperateness that you get from drinking, like, oh, I just need to fuck something. You know what I'm saying? Like this and that, and then you go for anything.
Right.
Nah, I ain't with that no more, man. I think my value and my stock has gone up in myself as well. You know what I'm saying? And I still. But in a way, I think I'm talking bad about certain women, right? It sounds like that. I'm saying dirty bitches, but it's not.
Well, I mean, if you're a dirty bitch, you're a dirty bitch.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I'm being ratchet too in that moment. That's what it is, and I don't want to be that either. You know, I want to be the guy that comes with fresh, clean balls for you, cut nails. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to give you that. I wanted to give you this. Nuts stanking from being there for 8 hours in the bar.
Yeah, you know? I mean, one person's trash is another person's treasure. So it's hard to literally say one thing is like the way to, like,
but I know at the end of that night, we both trash. All right, let's just leave it at that. We both trash, and I don't want to be that, and I don't want to go for that no more.
I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be more in control of that, and I think that I can be, and I have been.
Yeah, there's people that drink that are in control. Like, it does
because
they know how to have it on the weekend and come back and be ready and back in the zone by Monday to Friday, dial in, and then.
But I think that also is with age and your build. If you're built for it, some
people can't.
But I still don't think that shit's benefiting them at all. Because if they're drinking and they're not getting drunk, then what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like, all right, say you have something like a success and you want to go and drink to celebrate your success. It will help you enjoy the night.
How many times that happened with people and they fucked up that success from that night?
It probably happens all the time.
I think it happens by the majority.
Yeah.
I think there's a minority when it comes to people that celebrate after success that don't fuck up after that. And especially now with social media. Because all that shit is going to be on the gram, on the top. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I have a feeling that there's a lot of people fucking up their success because of the celebration afterwards.
Oh, yeah. And there's a lot of people that literally went their whole career.
I think it's the minority.
Yeah,
I think it's a minority.
It could be.
Because there's not that.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people drink.
Because I think the
CEOs, like business owner, entrepreneur, a lot of people still like did their drink on. Some people, a lot of it did fuck up their
But
business.
successful people is a minority compared to people that aren't.
That's true
considered.
too.
That's
true.
what
I'm
saying.
talking about within the successful I guess group. I would say.
I would love to look up if Bezos or Musk drink.
If who?
Bezos or Musk. Elon.
Oh, Basil. I got you.
Yeah,
got you,
I'm on a name basis with them.
Yeah, I hear you.
Book Flipper don't fuck with them, man. Yo, shout out Biff the Book Flipper, bro. Yeah, he's been on the ass for a long time, Bezos and Musk, and he's letting them know that he ain't going away, bro.
Yeah.
And he's doing it with just books. He's doing it with just books. Y'all don't even seem to understand this. This camera, that camera, all these cameras. You gotta understand. Biff the Book Flipper is coming from Musk, and he don't even acknowledge Zuckerberg. I tell him, I'm telling, I was like, you won't even.
Who do you think's gonna win if they fight, Zuckerberg or Musk?
Oh wow. It seemed like Zuckerberg's been in it more.
Yeah, he's definitely been.
He seems he's more into it. But I think Musk is bigger, but Zuckerberg is more cut. But then I always hear fighters saying, you want to go with the guy that looks like he ate more carbs. You know what I'm saying? He has more energy than the other one. The one that's a little more husky. He might be a little more slower than the other guy, but he's going to be able to last longer in that ring because, you know, he got more carbs in him. He got more energy.
Nice.
So I don't know.
No, it sounds like Musk.
But Musk, I never hear of him doing anything as far as training.
Like
he's probably training, but he's not competing. There's a difference between training and competing, you know?
Right.
And
Like, he probably
Zuckerberg has been competing.
Yeah, that's true.
The Zuckerberg's been competing.
So before you go, there is a question I like to ask all my guests.
That's fucking good.
And yep, you already know what it is.
Yeah.
Because you've heard it plenty of times, but I gotta ask it. In this instance, if you have a girl, everybody has a mom. They switch bodies, and the only way to get them back in their original body is you gotta smash one of them. Now they have 24 hours before they get they have 24 hours before they die if they aren't put in their original bodies.
Dead. Okay, dead. No, I'm not saying dead. Make them dead. I'm just saying like that's your stipulations that they gonna die.
They're gonna be dead.
Right.
Yeah, I got
now,
you.
mind you, I think this answer is I think you answer this thing very, very simply. You leave them the way they are, and then you accept the fate that was presented to all of you.
Okay.
Like if they didn't die, well, then you can easily leave them like that. Right. You know what I mean? You just got to come up with a new plan. Like, if it's your girl, well, then just get a new girl. You know what I'm saying? Just get a new girl. If it's your wife or the mother of your kids, you're going to have to figure out a new system, obviously. Like, you're probably all going to have to get remarried and stuff and just become a blended family.
Right.
As far as your mom goes, she's going to have an extended life. You know, I hate to say it in this way, she's going to have an extended life in a bad new body. You know, she might start doing OnlyFans.
And then your girl now got years cut off of her life.
But she was probably a bitch anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a good point.
So the only thing you really got to worry about in that instant is your mom joining OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Which moms are doing now anyway.
That's true.
So if that's the worst of your problems, you know, you're gonna have a good Christmas. But if they're gonna die, well then the way I've heard this question a lot. I had a lot of time to go over this question because I've heard the first time you asked it. I'm like, I don't get this. So I don't see the point of this. Now it's funny.
It's more just to pick your brain.
Oh, this shit's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And it's funny
because it makes people uncomfortable.
And it makes people uncomfortable
because they're not going about their day thinking that they have to choose about fucking their mom or not.
Exactly. And it's not violent. You know, there's those questions where people ask where it's like, would you rather fall in a coffin of nails or would you rather be set on fire for it's not violent. It's just uncomfortable.
Extremely perverted. So then I was like, if they're going to die, well then, if this isn't a regular thing and this is just something that happened to you guys, well then you got to accept that this was meant to happen then. You know what I mean? If it's a regular thing, then you could probably do it or you could find a way around it.
Right.
And it'll be part of everybody's life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, catching like the measles or the mumps, like people just get it. These people switch bodies and you got to fuck them out of it. This is just part of our reality. But if it's not, then you got to accept it and you got to spend them last hours the best that you can.
24 hours you can.
Without boners. No boners.
Strictly platonic.
Yeah, no boners. You can't be popping because either way it's always your mom now. It has nothing to do with you. Fuck the woman. Your mom supersedes all of that. It's your mom's body and then your mom's, I guess, soul. So this is what you're really...
The girl's body and your mom's soul.
I don't even care about the girl's body and the girl's soul. My mom is in there, and this is my mom's body. I'll focus more on that. You know, and spending time with that.
So you would spend more time with your mom, your girl, and your
No,
mom's
you got to
body
spend
than-
it together with
Okay,
both
okay.
of them holding hands because your mom is here and here. She's split.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah.
they're here and here together.
And you technically got to spend those time with your girl too, because
I'm only
figuring-
pretending that because I want my mom's body to be here just so I can see her and hear her. And
You know, you actually just made me think of a follow-up question. If that was the case and you had the last 24 hours to spend, would you spend it with your mom and your girl's body or with your girl and your mom's body?
my question would be, would you have a threesome with the both of them?
Whoa! People don't even want to choose, let alone have a threesome.
Why don't you just say fuck it all? You know, have a threesome. Fuck
Well,
it.
if I was I was gonna say if I was dying in 24 hours too, maybe, but hell no.
The Oedipus,
Hell no.
I mean, if my mom was J-Lo, yeah.
Yeah,
But
even then, I'd be like,
I'd probably try to fuck my mom if she was J-Lo.
what?
There, here we go.
Oh shit! This has been an episode of Mosaic Minds. We're gonna end it on that note, but we will have this guest again, and stay tuned.
Momfucker.
Shout out to Brittany Creations. Go get your eyebrows done. Go get your merch. Go get your facial oil, your lip scrub, your body scrub, all that. And until next time, did you want to give a quote out to leave these people with to help them get through life and avoid death?
Don't give up, but know when to quit.
Don't give up, but know when to quit. I love it. Y'all be great.